My camera's not showing up. Let me figure out what's going on with that. This is what I get for doing something late and not figuring out what I'm doing. I'll come back in a second. There I am. Always fun to deal with the glitches. So this is just a completely off-the-cuff stream. I wanted to just do a couple things this week. I have a stream that is scheduled for Tuesday with Nathan Hurd from Starting the Fire, which is an all-digital RPG Kickstarter that's going on right now. So that should be kind of fun. I'm playing in a game that's not live streamed tomorrow night, so I don't know how much time I'm going to get to edit video this week. And I have Monty Python co-curricular medieval reenactment program. I have that read. I have good grief, what else did I read? I have Tales of Our Grocer read, and I'm just about done a Cypher System book that will be my next book for Numenera, actually. That's going to be my review after that, which I'm not revealing the name to because I don't want my Numenera players to get a hint of what we're planning for them. So yeah, I got a lot that's going on, and I need time to write those reviews, and I'm not going to get it this week. So I wanted to do a couple of live streams if I could get something in. And this is something I wanted to do for quite some time, and it shouldn't take too long. I'm going to demo the Cypher System character creator. This is part of the Monty Cook Games Cypher tools. It is free right now. I think it's in alpha. It might actually officially be in beta at this point. And it works really well. It does not have any of their proprietary information in, so it's not going to have Numenera, which is a bummer for me. It is not going to have like the strange or oh good grief, I can't even think of the name right now. This is what I get for playing the Origin. That's the one that I really want things for. So it's not going to have those rules for those types of games that are in here. Usually so much of it is actually just generic and it has been renamed to go from Numenera to the Cypher System. There's a little bit of differences. You can kind of hack it, but you lose the automation features. And I want to kind of demo the automation features because they are a lot of fun. And this is one of the things that while I love the Cypher System and I love the character creation system of your character is a adjective, noun, who verbs, is really cool. There's just so many options that when you're doing it with the book, you're flipping through pages a lot. And this is what I noticed when I was making my Numenera characters with my party. And I had brought that up maybe a year ago, and someone said, hey, funny you should mention that. And I was actually able to chat with somebody from Monty Cook Games, and they showed me an early alpha. I think this is actually out in public right now. And it's really, really cool. So I'm going to bring it over to that input. There I am. Yay. And Murder Fire 13B, Hobby Lunch, Chaos Streams. I'm just going to scroll through these. These are just kind of different campaigns. You can have different campaigns because you're going to be building your characters with some different sets. And I thought that was a really cool idea. So Hobby Lunch is what I'm going to be working on today because that is my superhero campaign for my superhero group Sneaky Fast Punch, which keeps not being able to meet because we meet at lunchtime and things like appointments and holiday breaks and holidays come up, play with a bunch of pastors. Murder Fire 13 is my Numenera campaign, which I don't actually have any Numenera characters in there right now because I don't have them made up for this, but it should be fun. Chaos Stream was just a fantasy campaign, and a Christmas one-shot was another fantasy campaign that I created with a couple of wacky characters. So let's go into Hobby Lunch. The really cool thing about this is that you can share your campaigns with other players. So if I go back to the campaigns dashboard, let me go here again. You can see I have names over here. It doesn't put their actual names out, but I've shared it with them. So they can actually log in and see their character sheets, which I think is really kind of cool. They can see anything they have permission to view. 2 or 3 kinds of ways that you can build. 4 really. You can build a blank character with no default abilities or skills. So I've never tried that. One of these days I'm going to do it. Unguided is select important options and randomize everything else, which means that you're not going to have a lot of control. Unguided is walking through the options to create your character. And there's some pre-gens that you can be like, hey, I want to go through and just build that right now. Really cool stuff. So you can see that I have 6 characters in here right now. I got Firelight, Captain Liberty, Valiant, the Gray, Cloak One, and the Shroud. I thought I had some more in here. You know what? I have a couple characters that are in another campaign. I built them by accident over there, and so I'm going to go through the guided thing right now, and it brings up this really nice tool. So I want to build what type of genre, and I am going to be doing superheroes. So I'm just going to click that right there, and you can click on the next arrow. There we go. And I want to give my hero a flavor. So if I wanted to be like a Batman type, maybe a stealth flavor. Doctor Strange, maybe a magic flavor. Skills and knowledge, or technology would be Mr. Fantastic. I'm going to go with, let's do stealth. I want to do a flavor because the way that Cypher System works is that your different characters get abilities at certain tiers. And what's going to happen is that you can exchange one of your core abilities for something that comes from your flavor. So you're not necessarily taking on the full of that. It's like a class and a half type system. There's no classes in Cypher System, but that's kind of the way it works. So we'll go with stealth. And you might not even want to pick anything from stealth. These are the 4 character types. Adept is your magic user, technology wizard, that type of thing. Explorer, you can see there's a speedster on there. They're saying, hey, this is what you would use for that. Speaker is the high charisma type character. And then the warrior is the Captain America, or you can see they're in armor. So they're the warrior. I'm actually going to do an explorer because I've never made like a Spider-Man type character. And I'm thinking that the explorer would work well for that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to click over here. And there we go. So that was the type. So that is the noun of the Cypher System character creation. Now we're going to go with their adjective. So this is what's called, or no, we're going with the focus, excuse me. So this is the verb right here. This is going to give people different levels or different abilities at different tiers alongside of their type. We're going to go through here. So you can use search. You can say like, is there anything for crawls on walls? No. Master's defense. I could do that. Let's see what we got. Let's scroll down here. Commands mental powers, controls gravities, copies superpowers, crafts illusions, defends the weak. Nah. Exists in 2 places, partially out of phase. Fights with panache. That would actually be a swashbuckling daredevil who fights with flamboyant style that's entertaining to watch. That's kind of like a Spider-Man type thing. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Doesn't grow, howls at the moon, hunts, ignores physical distance, infiltrates, keeps a magic ally. You can see this is what gets a little bit daunting for people the first time they come to Cypher System because there are so many options. There's so much so that sometimes it feels like there aren't any because it's overwhelming. What a lot of GMs will do in Cypher System is they'll curate what verbs, adjectives they can apply to their different nouns. So that's one of the ways people go through, but I'm just going through letting everything be used right now. Dun, dun. I'm going to go fights with panache. I think that's... We'll see how that works. Fights with panache. There we go. So at level tier 1, they get attack flourish. You can do stylish moves, a quick block, a tier 2, acrobatic attack. Yeah, it sounds very much like a Spider-Man type character. We're going to go there. So there they go. That is now their explorer who fights with panache with a stealth flavor. It's a very, just rolls off the tongue. Amazing. Gee. I wonder what a Spider-Man should be, right? Your sudden appearances are startling to appear positive such reaction are hindered. That actually makes sense. When you apply a level of effort to your task, you get a free level of effort. You can do this one time, although the ability is renewed each time you make a 1 hour, 1 shift recovery roll. That sounds pretty Spider-Man. I should get +2 to your speed pool. I want to see if there's anything else that we can use for Spider-Man, but amazing is pretty cool. Definitely not clumsy or craven. Creative, not cruel. He's not really fast. Graceful. That would be kind of fun. He is a graceful person. That would be interesting. Make sure my audio is on. Yay. Okay, it is. What happened here? There we go. I'm back. Not impulsive. Incredible. It would be spectacular. Trained in all. Nah, he's not that. It could be intelligent because Spider-Man is definitely an intelligence type of character. Now I could cheat right now and open up Claim the Sky, and it probably has the preferred build for a Spider-Man type character in there, because it has a list of, if you want to be this type of hero, you can do that. Sensational. 4 points, 1 skill rated, your current or past career, computers, journalism, law, you know, but the press likes them. We don't like that. Stealthy. Strong-willed, swift, tongue-tied, tough, vicious, virtuous, weird. Oh, you know what? We're just going to go with the default. We're going to go with amazing. That self-hype is pretty cool for a Spider-Man type character. All right, so now we got to pick our abilities. So at any given tier, abilities from your stealth flavor are traded for one of your standard abilities with your explorer type. So I'm taking the flavor of stealth and exchanging it with my explorer type abilities. So that's kind of important. Another character to choose danger sense, they would never choose. Okay, your fight with panache focus gives you some starting abilities, and choose 4 abilities from the list below in your explorer type. Very good. So Spider-Man, danger sense, right? 1 speed point. Your initiative task is eased. You pay the cost each time the ability is used. Enabler, absolutely. There's 1. So see how I just hit added ability and put it over here? It also tells me what my current might, speed, and intellect pools are. It's kind of fun. Spider-Man having fleet of foot. So fleet of foot means that you can get into combat range pretty quick. This is something that Spider-Man is known for. I kind of like that. Improved edge reduces the cost to use your pools to activate some of your abilities. That'd also be pretty good. Muscles of iron. I don't really need that. No need for weapons. He doesn't really need that. That could be it too. Trained without armor. He's already got danger sense because he has the stealth ability. Goad, Ledgerman. Nah. Opportunist. Nah. Stealth skills. You know, I think that wouldn't work. Stealth might not have been a really good choice for the flavor. I'm just not going to use any of those right now. So I am going to go with trained without weapons. Or no need for weapons is how it's put, right? No need for weapons. So that goes, you make an unarmed attack, it counts as a medium weapon instead of a light weapon. So you do more damage. That's always fun. And we're definitely going to go with improved edge. So we'll get to add that later. Give him an extra speed edge. He can use his speed skills a little bit more. Speed is basically agility and speed and physical speed, that types of thing. And you know what? I can give him knowledge skills or fleet of foot. I want to give him some civilian skills. Let's do that. We'll give him some civilian skills. So there's my 4 abilities. Danger sense, improved edge, knowledge skills, and no need for weapons. So let's go to the next step. Skills. Find your knowledge skills. So here's the cool thing about Cypher System is that while there is a suggested skill list, there is no definite skill list. There's no definitive skill list. There are just suggestions because really you're saying it's this type of skill that I'm looking for, and anything that I do that's related to that, I get a bonus, or basically I get to reduce my level of success down by 1. So because he's a Spider-Man type character, I'll give him journalism. And what else do we want to do here? Going to have some people who are leaving from the church next door. You might hear them coming in. You know what? Let's do climbing because he's a Spider-Man type character. There we go. He's got those. So I got those 2 extra skills that are coming in. And here is the cool thing about running superheroes in Cypher System. You get these things called power shifts. Now, Cypher System or Numenera characters, it's Cypher System really, they are powerful from the jump. They're not like able to blow things up from the jump or superheroes from the jump, but they're pretty powerful. But superheroes, they're pretty tough. And so there's these things called power shifts in the game which can alter the way that your character is played and how it actually functions inside the system. So, for instance, I am going to give him, I can give him power, or we can give him strength. Let's give him strength. So I get 5 shifts to apply, and I'm going to give Spider-Man 2 shifts of strength. So all tasks involving strength, including jumping and dealing damage in melee or thrown attacks, 3 additional points of damage per shift, but not attack rolls. So that means he would do 6 extra points per shift. Yes, we like that. We have 3 other ones that we can do right now. So he does not have flight because he's a Spider-Man type character, but movement, acrobatics, initiative, and speed defense, that's a Spidey thing. I'm going to give him 2 in that. So 2 shifts. Basically, everything in Cypher System has a level from 0 to 10. To get your target number on your D20 that you need to hit the target, you take the level and multiply it by 3. Which, if you are paying attention, I love pointing this out, there's a number at which it becomes technically impossible to do something. That's 7 through 10. So the way that in normal Cypher System, hey Justin, how you doing, man? I'm explaining Cypher System. Have fun. The way we'll say that, let's see if Justin's thing comes up. There's Justin. Hey yo, yay. So in normal Cypher System, the way that you reduce the level is by applying things like effort or being trained in a specific skill. So if you're trained in your medium weapon, you reduce the level by 1. And then if you apply an effort, you reduce it by another 1. So you can take it from like a level 5 or a level 6, bring it down to a level 4, and then you times that by 3, and you need to do a 12 or higher to hit, which is a lot easier to hit than, say, like a 21 or an 18. So what power shifts do is they essentially take anything that you are applying and they move it down by 1 shift. So movement, acrobatics, initiative, and speed defense. So in Cypher System, the players roll all the dice. If I'm getting attacked, I'm going to make a speed defense roll. If it's a level 6 creature who is attacking me, before I spend any points at all with 2 power shifts, it's automatically down to a level 4. And then if I say, I really want to make myself not get hit by this guy, I'm going to apply a level to effort to my speed defense. You can go from level 4 to level 3, and suddenly you have a 55% chance to succeed because you have to roll a 9 or higher to hit. So power shifts are really cool, and they make Cypher System superheroes really kind of fun because they make the characters feel super. I have 1 power shift left to assign, and sometimes it's just nice to go do accuracy. You know I love the Cypher System. Yes, I do. Hey, Dave. I do know Justin loves the Cypher System. It was the first game he played because he played Numenera. He's in my Numenera group. So for a Spider-Man type character, one thing I don't have right now are webs. I don't know how to get those. I'll have to figure that out later. So strength is that, and dexterity of 2. Accuracy I could throw in, but increased range would be fun too. So I could probably try to exchange a power, give up a lower to get a higher tier ability. Well, right now, maybe I'll work on an artifact at some point to give him web shooters, and we'll flavor it that way. That'll be his medium weapon. I'm going to give him increased range. No, I like accuracy better. Or do we just want to go 3 dexterity? Get Spider-Man like really dodgy. Maybe let's just do 3 dexterity and 2 strength. That sounds like a Spider-Man type thing. So there we go. And now I have to assign my points. So I have 8 more pull points and 1 edge point to assign. So you can see I have edge at might is already at 1 because I am an explorer. I have that extra edge point to do. This is a Spider-Man type character. We're going to put that up to 1. And then I got 8 more points to do. So half there. And Spidey's, I mean, I'm not making Spider-Man per se. I like that. 14, 15, 9. He's not dumb by any means, but he's not brilliant. Because it's not actual Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man's style character. Very good. So those are my points for that. Giant White Queen. Nope. I don't know what they're using for this. We're going to say Shadow Stalker. Why not? And an appropriate clothing and a weapon of your choice. So we're going to say sticky shooter. We're going to make it a little, so 2 expensive items. So basically I'm going to make this light weapon, and we'll say that it creates adhesive. I don't even know. Level what? We'll figure that out in a minute. There we go. That's his weapon. He's got a sticky shooter. Not a web shooter because, that's probably copyrighted. 2 expensive items. We'll just rub that out because we're giving him a special gift. 2 moderately priced items and up to 4 inexpensive items. So you can see that equipment inside Cypher System is not hugely important. You just get to rattle off. He's like, okay, I'm going to have like a flashlight, a moderately priced item. He's got a motorcycle. There we go. You got a motorcycle. That's the type of things for a moderately priced item, right? Or it could be an expensive item too. Not really a big deal. Not giving him any starter money. Specific name for an explorer type is just going to be hero. Watch what happens up to his name up here when we click out of that. That'll go the next time. It'll say, now see an amazing hero who fights with panache, with stealth flavor. Like I said, it rolls off the tongue, right? And this create button is now going to go through and apply all these things over on the side here to a character sheet, a digital character sheet. So we'll create that. Yep, create the character. I did not give him a portrait. I always forget to do that in here. They do have some pre-made ones there. And you can see here's the character sheet inside the Cypher System character creation tool. Has my tier, has my effort, has my XP, might, speed, intellect, tells me what my max pool number is, where I am in the damage track, the recovery rolls I get, all my skills that I am trading for. So these are things that I get an asset to my attacks. Not really an asset, but I get to knock down one of my attacks or my defense rolls. Light weapons I am practiced in, which means that I don't have a penalty to use them. Really kind of fun. And then my special abilities over here: attack flourish, dexterity. I love this attack flourish for Spider-Man. Dexterity power shift, improved edge, no need for weapon, strength power shift, danger sense, and self hype. Yay! And I've got 2 ciphers. Ciphers in Cypher System are single-use magic items. It's the best explanation. I have found there are 2 types of ciphers inside Cypher System. Numenera only uses the physical ones, but the other ones are subtle ciphers. And they're kind of like ideas, like moments of inspiration. They just kind of hover in the back of your head until you can figure out how to do something. So an effort enhancer inside Cypher System, if it was a subtle cipher, it would just be your sudden determination that just gives you one level of effort to any task without spending points from the pool, and it lasts for, you know, however long that the cipher lives. That's the way that subtle ciphers use. I actually have a deck of those now, which I can't wait to use because they're really kind of a cool idea. Let you keep track of your advancement over here. So I'm going to increase my capabilities. Moving towards perfection gives you more points in your pool. Extra effort lets you get another level, apply more than one level of effort to something. Skill training or something you make up on your own, because this is Cypher System and it's your character. You get to do what you want. Really kind of fun. So those are the ideas. It gives you medium weapon and punch down here at the bottom with your damage that you do. I don't know why medium weapon. Oh, because I punch is a medium weapon and I have strength, so I do much more damage. But here's the cool thing. So that's saved now, and I can go back and I can edit that in the web page no matter what I want. But I can also do this. Create the PDF character sheet, and it does. And I can't show you right now, but it will bring up the whole character sheet. So let me change my... I'll see if I can bring up the that character sheet for you. Give me 1 second. Just got to change my... Where is preview? There we go. There we go. So there is the thing. Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger for you. There we are. So it actually exports out to the character sheet with all the information on it. Really kind of fun. But that is not all. Let's go back to Safari. There we go. One of the cool things that you can do is you actually can Foundry export. That's this button down here. So what you can do with the Foundry export is really wild, because you can just download the JSON file and import it into Foundry, because Foundry's got, someone has taken the SRD for Cypher System and thrown it into Foundry. So anything that you export from here is going to automatically be completely configured inside the Foundry system for Numenera. It's a really, really slick idea. One of the things I am really looking forward to is if I would ever be able to create something in Foundry, because I can create my my Numenera characters there and import it back into the Cypher System character creator. That would be really cool using the same JSON. That would be really neat, but does not happen right now. And you can make your characters public, which is really kind of fun. I can also create a text character sheet and just bring that up, see if it's worth looking at. Yeah, that's kind of boring looking, but it's kind of fun. And that really is how the entire system works. Goes back to the character roster. This is all the characters that I have in here. I have had quite a lot of fun making these characters. It's really fun. Yeah, I wonder why... Oh, these are recently active characters. So here's the... That's really weird. Do you see what happened? Oh, Hobby Lunch's dashboard, campaign members, switch campaign. Huh. Oh, I can search artifacts and Cypher. See, I'm still learning this as well. Fun times. There it is. Character roster. It is very fun. You can see some of my other characters that we've made. I think someone's playing Crash Down for Super Fast Punch, Sneaky Fast Punch. So they are a... Mel Davenworth is a Tier 1 strong hero who performs feats of strength with a combat flavor in a superhero world played by revwise@gmail.com. Rolls off the tongue. It is really cool stuff. It's a very fun tool to play with. You can get to it by going to... Let me sign out here. So if you go to Monty Cook Games website and you go to Cypher Tools, which is right here, a character builder is right in the middle here. Just click on that and you can create yourself an account in order to work. And that is how that functions. So, not the most riveting of content tonight, but I got to make a neat character. It was a lot of fun for me to kind of demonstrate what you could do with this system. Like I said, I've been playing with it for a while. I'm still kind of learning functionality with it. It is being adapted a little bit as things work forward, but it is a really nice tool. And I will tell you that their intention is once they get everything settled, and I've seen it get much more stable, the layout has gotten a little bit more functional. I've watched it get better and better as time goes on. Their intention is to eventually get those paid things like the Strange, like the Origin, like Numenera, to come into that Cypher System character creation tool. You'll have to buy those separate things differently. All the Cypher System default is basically free to use, so that all that information is in there. But those proprietary things are ones that they keep for themselves. So that's what they got. Kind of fun. It is a neat little tool. If you get a chance, just dive into it and make some really fun characters, and you'll get the hang of how to tweak a character the way that you want to create the character the longer you play with it. Really kind of fun. So, see that Justin and Dave are here. Someone else just logged in. I do not know who, but that is all I got for tonight. It is a very short stream. It is just because I wanted to do something fun. And Justin, yeah, you need to go play with that system. You'll like it. Play it with your son, because I think you'll have a lot of fun making characters. And it's just neat to just sit down and have a blast and make a character or two, and have some things that you want to play. And it's a really easy way to make characters for one-shots and stuff. So always a fun time. Like I said, tomorrow night I'm going to have Nathan Hurd on. We're going to be talking about his new campaign for digital TTRPGs in response to the tariff situation that's going on, with lots of cool like single shot and adventures for different systems, including things where you like fight like AI. I don't know why that would be a thing. But that's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. And after that, I'm going to be a little bit busy trying to get stuff down, and we'll see what goes on with that. But I've got Monty Python, I've got Tales of Argos, and I've got that Numenera book that I am not naming because I don't want Justin to know where I'm leading his characters next. But this is going to be a blast. And thank you so much, folks, for hanging out with me as I was working with my impromptu stream where things just did not work right. It's always good when you hit the go button and your camera is not showing up. And thanks for being around and hanging out, leaving some chats in the comment. And until we see each other again, folks, happy playing, everyone.